Welcome back to another Lucas Discovery Channel video. It's been a little while since I've done this. We're gonna do a ranking of a bunch of stuff. By the way, Merry Christmas. It is technically the day before Christmas. Tonight, I believe, or is it tonight? Yeah, tonight Santa Claus comes. Everyone, it's gonna be exciting. You might celebrate Hanukkah or any other holiday. Merry Christmas, or hope you have a happy celebration today, or not today. Have a happy celebration tonight if you celebrate it tonight. Have a happy celebration if maybe you celebrate it tomorrow, the day after, or any other time this month or next month. Happy holidays, and let's get started. So this is my ranking of a bunch of movies and maybe some games that I love, and I'm gonna rank them by my personal favorites. So if yours favorite is a little ranked a bit lower than you would like it, I apologize. It's just my personal ranking of things that I play or that I do. So we're gonna start with a movie. My favorite movie since I was like a little kid, or since I am still a little kid, since I was like born, is Kung Fu Panda, the first one. Now they are making a fourth one. I cannot rank that I can't really rank it because it's not out yet and I haven't seen it. So I guess we're gonna say my hype for that and my excitement is through the roof. I'm so excited to see Tai Lung return. But we're gonna start Kung Fu Panda 1. Ranking 10 out of 10. I love that movie. It's just perfect. Same thing with the second and third. And I know the fourth one's gonna be like the same. I love Jack Black. He's an amazing actor. Really wish I met him. I also really wish I met, this is just a little thing, I really wish I met Stan Lee. Because I really love his work. It'd be really awesome. But sadly, yeah. But I did get to meet Cobra Kai, so we'll count that. But yeah, Kung Fu Panda's top of the list. I love that movie. Next, we're gonna do some of my childhood movies. Let's see, Godzilla King of the Monsters. I saw it last night. It's actually the first time I've ever seen that movie. So that was interesting. I say 8 out of 10. I really like it. It's a pretty good introduction to Godzilla into modern world, I guess. It's a style of Godzilla. It's a cool introduction of Ghidorah. And I thought it was pretty interesting. I really liked it. Yeah, I think they did the story of Godzilla being kind of like a outsider to humans, but he's understood in his own way. He's pretty cool. And then Kong Skull Island. I think pretty good movie. They could have maybe used a different villain instead of like the skull crawlers. I wish we got to see like some flashbacks of what happened to Kong's family, because I really wanted to see that, and I was hoping in Godzilla vs. Kong we'd get some kind of flashback to the war, which we might get in Godzilla X Kong, New Empire. So yeah. And then I really loved all the fights between Godzilla and Kong, in Godzilla vs. Kong. Really fun. Felt like two monsters who actually had a rivalry for years and centuries. And it was like, you could really feel like, oh, this is personal to them. And that's kind of what we need in some of the movies. And then my hype level for Godzilla X Kong New Empire is like peak hype. I'm really excited to see. Can't believe there's another like one of Kong kind that's still around. I'm really excited to see how he survived, and I've done a few podcast episodes on it. I really want to know where this guy was when during Godzilla vs. Kong, and if he's in the Hollow Earth, where was he when Kong was there? So I'm really excited to see that. Next, we're gonna go Avengers. Let's see, 5. Kang Dynasty. I am aware of the controversy with Jonathan Majors. I don't really like to get into all the stuff about my opinions on actors and whatnot, but I'm just gonna say it's not really looking good. I heard Marvel fired him recently, like a couple nights ago. So I don't know, they're kind of in a mess there. They could recast him. And I think that's what they should do. They should just recast him, because they've already gone through with all of this building up to Kang, and you can't just wash it away, especially not with Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty. You could just rename Kang Dynasty. Secret Wars doesn't really need to be renamed, but you could easily rename it into like the Doom Dynasty or something. But if you want to bring in Dr. Doom, but I mean, you've already got so much build up. Something that I could see them doing is, and you still got projects that haven't really fully been written, maybe, like Fantastic Four. I know they're getting actors. That means they're probably done with the script. But there's still, I mean, I don't know. I guess what you could end up doing in that case is, like, because Kang has so many variants, and while we have seen a lot of them as Jonathan Majors, it is possible that you could just say, well, it's a huge multiverse. The multiverse is like forever. So you could just say, well, you see, we've got one side of the spectrum with variants of Kang who are all similar to each other, that are like Jonathan Majors. These are all the Kangs that are at war constantly. These are the Jonathan Major style variants. Then you can have another side where it's like, these are the side of Kang that don't look like the traditional Jonathan Major style. These are Kangs who are like full hunked out Hulk maybe versions, or aliens that are different, or Kangs that are different actors. It's okay, Marvel, you can just cast a whole bunch of people. It doesn't need to be one person. Maybe hire a big name to be like Kang Prime or something in like for the main villain of like Secret Wars or Kang Dynasty, if that's what it's still called. And then like kind of have like maybe make a story where the multiversal war was really about two sides of two different versions of Kang fighting for like dominance. But then what could happen is like, oh, maybe one of the sides is the one that got banished to the, edges of the multiverse and were released by He Who Remains after Sylvie killed him. And those are the variants that are Jonathan Majors. Those are the really, really, really bad ones, the ones that are coming to attack in Secret Wars. And then you've got another side who are basically He Who Remains kind of cheering section. And those Kangs are Kangs from the far, far, far multiverse who aren't like Jonathan Majors. Those Kangs could look completely different. And that could be really cool to do. And there's still some time for that. So, yeah, that's one idea. Then, let's see, what about Superman Legacy? Well, I have full trust in James Gunn. I know it's going to be amazing whatever he does. So, I'm not going to talk much about that. I know that he's going to do the Suits, the comic book Suits. I know he's going to do that justice. So I don't really have much to say on that. Congratulations, David Cornsweet. He was actually the one I voted for to be the Superman. So, woo! Yeah. And then Deadpool 3. I'm so excited for Deadpool 3. Hugh Jackman's coming back. I've started watching the original X-Men movies just so I can get a feel of, like, this is what we're expecting. Hugh Jackman is playing Wolverine again in his comic-accurate suit, so that's something. I'm really excited for that. Hope they bring in some of the classic villains, like in comic-accurate suits. Deadpool and Wolverine come to the MCU. X-Men, finally! I'm not 100% sure why it's taken so long for the X-Men to come into the MCU. Apparently, like, deals with Fox or whatnot. And, well, I heard something say that, Fox has to keep pumping out X-Men movies, like, every year. Or, like, pump out one X-Men movie, like, every year to maintain the rights for the characters. But, I mean, it's 2023. I don't really remember Fox or an X-Men. I don't remember an X-Men movie coming out in 2023. I don't really remember that. So if there was an X-Men movie that came out this year, let me know, because I don't remember. Maybe I just didn't see it. But yeah, it's confusing how all of these characters just went into their own separate companies. Like, I don't know, I feel like X-Men should have kind of just been put into Marvel automatically, but whatever. Maybe they can use Secret Wars to kind of reboot some of the stuff, like maybe a soft reboot, where they could make a new world where, you got a younger Iron Man, younger Cap, new characters, and then kind of merge in the history with the X-Men, so it's like, you're not really rewriting the whole story of the Avengers movies. You're just kind of putting it in, so it's like, oh, well, you didn't see what, like, you didn't see them, but some of the X-Men were at the most important MCU moments. Like, that's how you could say Wolverine was a part of the World War II with Captain America. And then you could say that, like, oh, well, during the Battle of Endgame, yeah, most of mutant kind was snapped away. And then using that logic, you could say something like, yeah, and because they were snapped away, that's kind of what stopped the X-Men from showing up for that long period of time, because a lot of the carriers of the mutant gene were snapped away, so it took a really long time, longer than usual, for the X-Men to start appearing again. And I could see that as a pretty interesting reason, that the snap kind of delayed all that. Yeah, another weird thing, like, I don't know, something feels off with Marvel, like, some of their projects, like, there's so many things, like, dude, there's a giant dead Celestial in the middle of the ocean. Aside from a quick cameo thing about it in She-Hulk, why hasn't anyone mentioned this, and who really are the Avengers at this point? Like, that's kind of a big question. Like, is Hulk fully retired? How long is he gonna stay in that Hulk form? I kind of want the real Hulk back. Like, I really want a Moon Knight season 2. I love that show. But, yeah. I'm not sure if Spider-Man 4 is happening for real. If it does, I want it street level, grounded. Yeah. So, yeah. Thankfully, 2024 is only gonna have one movie from Marvel, which is Deadpool 3, which will bring in the X-Men into the MCU, which would be really great. I want to see that. But the only problem that I see with that is, which X-Men are we bringing over? Are we, like, bringing over, like, because I'm pretty sure this is what's happened, the case. Pretty sure we're bringing over Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, you know, maybe the Colossus from both Deadpool movies. I'm pretty sure we're bringing that in. Maybe bringing in Domino, Negasonic Teenage Warhead. We're bringing in those guys. But Hugh Jackman's, like, I mean, no disrespect to Hugh Jackman, you're one of my favorite actors. He's not really in his, like, prime state. He's not in his 20s or, like, 30s anymore. He's like 50 or something. So, and in great shape, though. But, like, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna want to, like, bring in these older actors into this new universe, because, I mean, you know, I don't know if that'd be great. Also, it'd make things more confusing, because it's like, I don't know. Also, where's the Fantastic Four? That's something I've been wondering. Like, I know we've gotten, I think, we got our Mr. Fantastic, Pedro Pascal. I'm really excited for that. Congrats. I think he's gonna do really good. We're probably gonna get the rest of them cast soon. But who's really the villain for that? And also, once the Fantastic Four do show up and the X-Men do show up, we're gonna get a reason for, like, why they were gone all that time? Like, are we gonna, I don't think we're getting an origin story of the Fantastic Four. I don't think that's what we're gonna get. We're just gonna get, like, oh, they've been here, like, for a while already. But then again, that begs the question, if they've been heroes, like, if the Fantastic Four has existed already for maybe about, like, a year or two, right? A couple of years, a couple months maybe, then, because they'll probably exist for a couple years, right? It's not an origin story, meaning we can't have them discover their powers, how to use them, right? Because that's an origin story. So then that'll just raise the question, okay, then why didn't they help in the Battle of Endgame? If they existed already, and Reed Richards is maybe the smartest man alive already, then why did they get snapped? Where were they during Endgame? And, like, where are the Avengers during Moon Knight? I get that they're solo stories, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess Moon Knight's a little grounded, but I mean, dude, during Eternals, some of those movies, like with Tiamat in the ocean, that's happening in present day. That's after Thanos. So, you're telling me, well, you've got a guy just shooting lasers all around the ocean, you got craters being blown up, and a giant, like, space baby just rising from the ocean. You're telling me the Avengers don't show up to do that? Like, is that being covered up by, like, Ross or something? But again, like, dude, you have Doctor Strange, okay? Maybe that was happening in Multiverse of Madness or something, I don't know. But where are the remaining Avengers? Some of them are still active, right? You got She-Hulk now, Moon Knight. I mean, he's not really a full Avenger, but, like, come on. So yeah, that might do it for today's video. See you guys next time. Happy holidays.